Believe it or not, I fought exactly 8 persons in my life. I've been in about 12 to 13 fights. The crazy part about it is, I've never fought a female in my life. They say sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. What words can do is curse you, and that was one of my curses. One of them. They would have you for a punching bag. Men will beat you. And I remember thinking, that's a little harsh. What did I ever do to you? Why me? See, what happened is I fought 8 people, 12, 13 fights, which means I fought one person 4 times. I fought them in the car. I fought them in the house. I fought them by the sour tree. And I was trying to figure out, what did I ever do to you? See, I never considered myself to be a victim. And I never considered myself weak. And I would never consider myself a survivor. I am a fighter. You said they would beat me. See, what you cursed me to be was a fighter. What you cursed me to be, or what you put in front of me at that time, was get ready for big obstacles. So I got ready for big obstacles. And then I tried to figure out men. What I found out about men is that they would fight women as an excuse. An excuse to leave the house, an excuse to disappear, an excuse to go out with other parties, an excuse or an outlet for their own inward traumas and childhood insecurities. See, what I found out with 1 or 2 of my fights is that it had absolutely nothing to do with me. What I found out was that misery loved company. And that because they had no inner peace, then not only could they not give that to me, they couldn't see me have my own. They say hurt people hurt people. Hurt people curse people. Hurt people take you down with them. Drowning people make their rescuers sink. See, when you're a woman and you fight with a man, people label you as weak. They call you a victim or a survivor. And women usually carry the shame. Please don't call me no victim. And I'm not a survivor. And I don't have no shame. That shame does not belong to me. That shame belongs to the man that cannot inwardly deal with his insecurities. That shame belongs to the person that felt like their only outlet was to put their hands on me. I'm not a victim. I'm not a survivor. I'm not weak. I've always been a fighter. And that's exactly what God has shown me. In all the fights I fought, 2 of those were true relationships. Everyone else was disrespect. Everyone else was for someone else. But in the times I fought for me, one, I had to fight 4 times. No, they ain't beat me. We fought 4 times. You want to go at it? Let's go at it. But in the time that I was fighting y'all, I wasn't thinking about what they did. I wasn't thinking about what they said. I wasn't thinking about none of that. The only thing that was in my mind is that this person said y'all was going to beat me. And so when I latched on, I latched on. And when I fought, I fought. I ain't begging nobody to stop. I'm not telling you to let go. Matter of fact, they was telling me to stop. They was telling me to let go. It wasn't about, my fights weren't about you, just how yours weren't about me. Let me tell y'all how I know that God was always and has always been with me in every single moment, in every single day, in every situation, in every single fight. I fought big, fat, slim, short, tall. When it comes to dude and body build, I think I fought them all. Not one of those fights did I pop a chain, tear my clothes, had a scar on my skin. Not one day that I walk out with a bruised lip or a black eye. See, some will say, oh, they was taking it easy on you. See, in those fights, in order to tell people that you fought with me, you got to tell them with a scar on you. You got to tell them after you change your shirt or after you put on one, because that's how serious it was. Now, if you swing, I swing. But if you pull and tug, I pull and tug. It was whatever level y'all want to get into. I remember I was trying to stop a family member from fighting someone else. And that's how I ended up in one of my fights. This dude, two-hand punched me. I talk about I was on the floor. We got 2 rounds of Candy Crush. And I remember our family members, cousins and all that, just watching from the road. And I know they thought, wait, them two fighting. No, the person that was supposed to be in this fight is standing up in the road with y'all. I was taking blows for somebody. I was trying to make peace. To this day, I don't think that person knows that the reason me and that family member got into that fight was because I was trying to stop them and prevent them from fighting you. See, what happened is, like, it may have took me a week. It may have taken me a week to, like, really get over. This dude really, he WWE me. But I remember, like, going in my room and looking in the mirror, I'm like, God, like, that's why you give me these big cheeks. Because I had no scars on me. I was perfectly fine. In that situation, I got over that pretty quickly. I may have gotten over that within the week because I understood even back then that that person's intention was not to fight me, that wasn't my fight, that they fought me because their anger was trying to get to someone and I wouldn't let them move. So I never took it personally. To be honest, in all the fights I fought, I still don't hold resentment to nobody. That's why I say don't call me a victim. That's why I say don't call me a survivor. I'm none of those things. I've been a fighter. I fight for myself. I stand up for myself. I stood up for my family. I fight for others always. But that's one thing I had to stop. And here's what God showed me. The second time I fought in a relationship, and the last, this person was always, I wouldn't call it a fight, I'll call it a tussle. It wasn't no fight. This person was always bringing home news. Like somebody always told them something about me, right? And they would always try to push it in my face. And when I ignore it, they would start to go low and say like little nasty, degrading things. So I asked him finally, I said, why do you do that? Why do you do that? Just like that. Like, why do you do that? He said, because I can't get no reaction out of you. He wanted a reaction out of me. So this person just poked and poked and poked and poked and poked. And they continued at me, provoking me. And I remember just reaching my hand out, snatching them. And I remember them not even like knowing like what was happening because they were like pushing me back, trying to get me off them. And I'm snatching, I'm swinging, y'all. I'm telling you, I think they had on a red shirt, but the time they were bare chested when I was done. And I remember the first time I opened my mouth during a fight, I said, the devil is busy. And I let them go. And I went into the room and I crouched down and I started to cry. And I was like, the devil is busy. Because I remember that curse spoken over me. That the curse was working in 2 ways. Not that the men would hurt me, but provoke me to get hurt. Provoke me to see violence in my relationships. This is a girl talk, y'all. Boys, you can stay, but you might not like what I have to say. Ladies, can we normalize not entertaining conversations with people telling you to get back in relationships or get back in friendships when they know that the person or the party tried to destroy you? Because that's not love. That's not somebody that cares for me. I don't even tolerate it. I don't even tolerate the little talks no more. Oh, y'all look good together. Oh, y'all, I'd like to see y'all together. Dude, friend, why would you encourage someone to go back into a situation that was not mentally or physically healthy for them? Why would you encourage the people who you care about? Because once you tell me that, I automatically know you don't care about me. That situation, not even the fight, because who cares? I remember the person coming while I was down, crouched down there. It's like, Jodeci, you okay? Jodeci, like touching me. And I just like, I couldn't respond to them. But they were concerned, like, did they jick me in my eye? Did they hurt me? I remember them being like overly concerned. I was like, this dude don't understand that I wanted to eat him just now. But I remember them being so concerned about me. But that situation showed me what that word spoken over me was doing. It was allowing me to attach myself to aggressive and unhealed men. And it was also putting situations or putting a spirit in my relationships that would cause people to provoke me. And so the minute I saw it, I had to go. That situation taught me to look out for signs. Signs of that word spoken over me. Understand when I fought, I wasn't even fighting the person. I was fighting the words in my head. Because for the life of me, I could not let that person be right. I could not let you all beat me. So if you swing, I latch on. And if you get too close, I snatch. Because you're not going to hurt me. That person could not be right. At the time, I wasn't canceling the word over my life. I was fighting the word over my life. Understand that. I was trying to prove the cursor wrong. Not by avoiding the fight. Not by avoiding emotionally unhealed men. Not by avoiding or breaking up with the provoker. I was trying to prove the cursor wrong by winning the fight. I was trying to prove the person wrong by not letting y'all beat me. Like, I was trying to prove understand that your girl wasn't even interested in fighting females, yo. As long as none of these ninjas beat me. God said, you're fighting the curse wrong. You're fighting it wrong. The way you fight it is to let go and give it to me. I remember a time back in high school. We had to be in grade 11 or 12. And I went to homeroom late after lunch. I was using the restroom. And when I got there, the principal was at the front door. And she was telling everyone to line up. And so in them lining up, I had to line up too. I remember that being the first time in high school that I put out my hand and tears literally rolled down my eyes, because I don't mind taking my licking and keep on ticking if I know what I'm fighting for, if I know what I'm getting beaten for. I don't mind being in the fight if I know what I'm fighting for. But that's the first time it really hurt me, because I wasn't even there to see. Why me? Just like the incident with my principal and beating all of us in my class. Me showing up and getting my licks but not knowing what was wrong. Understand that when that person spoke those words, I wasn't in the wrong. I wasn't even around. I just heard my name and heard what they said. I didn't provoke them. I didn't do anything to them. That's what they had in their heart for me. For some reason, that person did not want to see me in an emotionally healthy relationship. They didn't want me to have a life or relationships of peace. And I had to understand that that came from their unhealed place, that came from their provoking place, that they too also wanted to see me provoked and hurt and always fighting in life. God showed me earlier that it wasn't about me, that people were struggling with finding their own peace. They were struggling to find their own confidence. They were struggling to find their own joy. And because misery loves company, if I showed a little bit of peace, if I showed a little bit of happiness, if I showed a little bit of joy, then they didn't want that for me either. They didn't want a healthy relationship for me because they didn't have a healthy relationship with men. I don't expect anything but I learned that my other fights are from people teasing. I remember this dude, he was in the seat in front of me on the school bus and he was teasing me. And I loosed my skirt and going in that seat. Like, I fought because I was teased. I fought because of disrespect. I fought because people were hurting others around me. That's why else I was fighting. This person is still living and they're still around, but I don't think they know how much I've really fought. Because people who speak mouth on you like that, they're always having the little googly eyes. Or when they hear you being in a fight, they looking. You know what they're looking for? They're looking for bruises. They're looking for scars. But just like the Israelite boys, when I come out my fire, baby, I'm in one piece. Check on them. Don't check on me. Like, I know where my health comes from. And like I said, I didn't need a journal. And all I needed was that word in my head of you telling me who can beat me. The wrongest thing that you could do was give me that, because I fought harder to prove you wrong, not even to beat them. This channel is called EWO, Eyes Wide Open, because it was created to shed light on things. It was created to open your eyes to things that you could not see or did not understand clearly. Understand that I have fought. I'm not a victim. I'm not a survivor. I'm a fighter. I'm not weak. So thank you. Thank you for putting mouth on me, because you showed me what I could handle. See, when people see me, they see a little thing. Oh, she always smiling. She can't hurt nobody. She ain't gonna do that. She don't play like that. I play rough, because people have played rough with me. Understand that God didn't create me to be nobody punching bag. He didn't create me for nobody to beat up on me. Matter of fact, he showed me what I could handle. He showed me that I could use that strength in the physical and in the spirit. So I'm using my strength now to fight words like that against my generation and to come against it. I'm using my strength to come against it. I'm using my strength to fight giants in the workplace. Trying to figure out why people with so much come against little old me. Because what my cursor wasn't banking on was me knowing who I was. God showed me that others could see the light in me that I cannot see. So I understood that your assignment, I don't fight against flesh and blood. So the spirit on the inside of you, their mission was to destroy me. Their mission was to break me. Their mission was to discourage me from actually seeing, one, who I was and who I could be. Relationships are my strength. So I understood why it was a fight for me to be in relationships. I know what God has for me. So no, I'm not out here trying to fight with nobody. I'm not out here with emotionally unhealed men. I'm not out here with men with unhealed childhood wounds and emotional childhood insecurities. I'm not out here with men with provoking spirits. Men that provoke me. I know what God has for me. And that's the best thing he could have shown me. The very thing that you were trying to deprive me from. had I not really woken up and seen really what that curse was supposed to do to me. See, I was always the sweet girlfriend. Baby this and babe that. I was always the one that sat them down and had them open up because I could see that they were troubled and I could see that they were going through things because I myself had my own trauma. I could see what they were fighting with and they didn't want me to see them. To be honest, that's the reason why they liked me so much, because they knew that I could see them. They knew that I understood, but they also didn't want me to. That's not why they fought me. That's why they fought me, because they didn't want me to see. They didn't want me to see their broken pieces. They didn't really want me to understand or see who they were. Sometimes God sends people into your life to help you heal. And when you reject the healing, you're rejecting what you ask God for. You're asking God for somebody to love you for you. You're asking God for someone that understands you. You're asking God for someone that you can be yourself around. And then the minute you have to show some kind of vulnerability, especially for men, this is a girl's chat. You can stay, but you might not like what I have to say. They don't want to appear weak. They don't want to appear like they have trauma. God did not send me into anyone's life to judge them or put them down for who they were or how they were. What my fighting did, I guess it was supposed to provoke me and cause me to be this high-sprung, aggressive girl, this aggressive person. But what it really did was give me patience. I had patience for a lot of situations, but when it came to justice and disrespect, I'm still working on that. I stopped fighting for people because there was this one instance with my cousin, like she told me that somebody did something to her. I didn't look around for no help, nobody. I just went immediately. And I got her. I said, let's go. And I'm fighting. I'm fighting 2 lampposts in. And I look back and there is nobody. I'm fighting her fight alone. I had to stop fighting for people. And this is how God showed me. I am chilling out. And so the same family member comes to me and tells me, oh, this person disrespected them. They said something vulgar to them, nasty. It's a female this time. So I'm not interested, but I put on my shoes anyway because it was really foul what she said. So I go and I say, let's go check her or whatever. So I tap the girl on the shoulder and say, hey, what did you say? She's explaining herself, but when I look over to my side, the person whose fight it is, whose argument it is, isn't even next to me. Like, you weren't man enough to show up to your own fight. Like, I know who I am. I know what I stand for. You know what I stand for, but I'm not standing up for you if you cannot stand up for yourself. So understand that I'm fighting my own battles, no backup. I'm fighting your battles, no backup. I'm taking blows for other people who don't even know this fight about you that you're watching, no backup. And now you want me to row for you too? One thing that word spoken over my life showed me, because it is canceled and it is done. Sorry, it's canceled, boo. It's canceled, because I fought enough fights to know that I was fighting it the wrong way, and God showed me that I was fighting it the wrong way. And he also put it in the most beautiful words to me: vengeance is mine, I will repay. And the vengeance that I've seen God take for me when I stop fighting, y'all should just let me fight y'all. Because he came hard at some folks. And he came hard at that person who spoke the word over me too. I don't want y'all to sleep. I'm going to end this message here, but I think this is the part that God really wants me to share, so I will. So I could just explain to you how deep this thing goes. The person that spoke that word over me, one of the fights I got in, it wasn't someone that I was in a relationship with. But the person was 5'6" something. I'm 5'2". I'm in my first weeks of pregnancy. At the time, the dude doesn't know I'm pregnant, but the other person does. When I say they're at arm's reach, like I could reach out and touch the person. When that person came charging toward me, wanting to fight and physically fighting me, the person just sat back like they saw absolutely nothing and let the person fight me. like someone else came and parted it. They did absolutely nothing. I hope I say this the right way. Proverbs 11:27 says, seek good for others, and favor will find you. Wish evil for others, and evil will find you too. I'm saying that to say, be careful. Sticks and stones might broke my bones, but the words you say could curse me. Watch what you're saying over your family. Watch what you're saying over your friends, over your children, over your loved ones. Those words manifest. And you wonder why there's a lot of destruction in women's life especially. People are reckless with the words they say to us, and they have no remorse for the words they speak. Be careful, little mouth, what you say, because God don't play.